of your dream come true today. So this complex is really big complex itself. Total parameter, I mean the size of this complex about 60 hectares. It has been divided in two parts. In which part at the moment we are standing, this is the enclosure part of the main complex. And this place built earlier than Taj Mahal. And the place we call courtyard. And courtyard means here are 4 entrance gates with a different direction altogether. So we access into this complex through the western gate. Far straight at the end you can see the east entrance gate. On to the right side over those upstairs you can see the south gate. So these are the 3 general gates for the public to come in and go out from the complex. But towards the left you can see their northern gate, and that's the only entrance gate of Taj Mahal. Look more beautiful than the other 3 general gate of complex. As per an architecture, northern gate looks like beautiful monument in itself. That's the reason we consider the northern gate always like principal gate of Taj Mahal, even the main entrance to the Taj Mahal. Because when you go across the north gate, you will see the Taj on the left over there, back of the wall, and 3 you can see just a dome of Taj Mahal. So when you go across the main entrance, then you will see an overview of main mausoleum with the first impression. Yeah. And all around here, everything look in a red apart the main mausoleum into this complex. So all of this part is actually made by local stone. And this stone surface does not have any whitewash and paint on it. By nature it has a color which look like a red. As per the red color, we call the stone red sandstone, which is local from Agra. But Taj Mahal monument, entire building look in a white color because that building constructed in the marble. And the material of marble stone they didn't got local in Agra, but they got in India. And that's the place called Rajasthan state, because India is a really big country itself. That's why there's so many states, I mean the provinces. So one of the state known as Rajasthan, which is in the northwest of Agra city. Into that state there is a little village where the marble comes from, the village called Makarana. And that is far from Agra, about 400 kilometers. So Taj Mahal actually start to construct early in 1600 century. That time people had no lorry, no trucks for the transport of marble. So how they brought the marble from there to Agra? By an elephant. And how many elephants they had for the transport of marble? About 1,000 elephants they had for the transport of marble, along with the bull cart, horse cart and camel cart. That's why the main mausoleum Taj Mahal taken 17 years to finish. How we people comes to know Taj Mahal taken 17 years to finish, because back in 1600 century people also had no calendar, no computer for keep the records for such a year. So the king who constructed this monument, by religion he was Muslim, who used to live in Agra back then, because he chose this city as a capital for his kingdom. And by religion, as he was Muslim, that's why the Muslim people never follow sun, they always follow moon. That's why they had a moon calendar. So by the resource of moon calendar, people comes to know Taj Mahal taken 17 years to finish. But Taj Mahal never been a living place for king and anybody else. You know why? Because of Taj Mahal is a place of grave. Because king construct this monument in the memory of his wife after she died. And after completion of the Taj, she was buried inside the monument. As per the grave of her, this is considered like a graveyard and mausoleum. So the graveyard mausoleum, that's the place never considered for living purpose. That's why king never used to live in this complex, and no one else lived than him. Because Taj Mahal from the year of 1983 also become a UNESCO Monument World Heritage Site. As per the UNESCO World Heritage Monument, it does a lot of security. By the security, no one allowed to live in Taj Mahal. And even nobody living from descendants generation of Queen and the King in Agra. So nowadays Taj Mahal is just a monument for the people to visit. And people allowed to visit Taj Mahal every day except Friday. Every Friday Taj Mahal remains closed for public for maintenance. And people allowed to visit Taj Mahal every day from sunrise till sunset. Because many people like to see Taj Mahal with the different lights of the day because of Taj Mahal change color. So when we get the sunrise in the morning from toward the east, so Taj Mahal change color. It's look with the color of yellow, orange and pinkish. During the day, Taj Mahal look pure white. As the sun get more strong and dazzle, that's why Taj Mahal look more white. And at the time sunset, Taj Mahal again change color, look similar like morning, bit yellow and orange as well. And at the time of twilight, Taj Mahal look totally in a grey color because of darkness come all around the building, and Taj Mahal look like a grey. But Taj Mahal also look beautiful in the night time when we get the full moon. Full moon is not every night, only 4 nights a month we get the full moon. So under the full moon, Taj Mahal look more awesome than daylight. As per my word, under the full moon, Taj Mahal look like a teardrop on their face of an eternity. and which natural stones they engrave into the wall of their monument to decor with the different form of flower, leaves and petal as like orientation. Some of the stones they shine, they sparkle. During the daytime, those stones sparkle up on the wall as like copper and glass. When we get full moon in the night time, those stones shine upon the wall of monument as like a diamond. And which stones shine upon the Taj Mahal, that's the stone is known as the Star of India, which is the local stone from Agra city, and that's the stone was being lucky for the lady Taj Mahal, and she believed Indian astrology, palmistry and horoscope and zodiac sign as well. She believed through those kind of things she come to know that stone gonna be lucky to her, and she wore that stone to protect her soul and body through the negative energy and bad eyes. As the stone was being lucky for her, that's why king gave an order to use that lucky stone to engrave in the wall of monument to decor the Taj Mahal. Okay. That's the stone locally mined in Agra. Anywhere else in the world you're not able to find that stone. Because
Okay.
that's the stone local from Agra city.
Okay.
So that's the reason Agra is not only famous for Taj Mahal. Agra city, one of the city of India, which is very famous as far as for art, craft, handicraft, and about that Star of India stone. And this courtyard place along with the four gate, it is surrounded by rooms all around the side. You can see many arch rooms all around here.
Yeah.
And number of these rooms all the way around here, more or less 200. These rooms built earlier than Taj Mahal, especially for master workers. I mean the artisans. So people working in those rooms as a master people, they were not Indian. All those master people come from Persia. You know the Persia? Persia is a formerly name of Iran.
Iran. Oh.
So Iranian people was the main master back in 1600th century who worked into these rooms as a master who decorated the building by the beautiful orientation of flower handcraft. What kind of work they done to Taj Mahal? A little example of that art you can see all around the orientation of North Gate. Look at the center arch of the gate has the big beautiful white marble arch.
Yeah.
And beside the center arch you can see there are two little ornaments.
Yes.
So in those arches you can see the nice flower, leaves and petal with the different form and the color. While the people look at those beautiful color work from distance, they judge like color and painting up on the wall. But there is no color, no painting. They are all natural stones which is they engrave inside the marble after shaping such into the form of flower, leaves and petal. And Iranian they done those work by hand no machine. So Taj Mahal totally man-made monument. In behalf man-made, Taj Mahal become masterpiece of art. But those are the material of stone which they used to make the flower, leaves and petal. They didn't got in India. Those stone material they bought from other neighbor countries of India. Only two stone material they got in India. Which one? The red one from Agra and marble from Rajasthan state. So in their arch you can see the red stone they used to make a flower. That stone has the name is a coral, which is they bought from Afghanistan. Center to the flower there would be yellow color stone. From distance you can't judge that. When you go closer, so you will see that yellow stone in center to the flower. That is yellow stone name is tiger eye, which is they bought from Indonesia and from your country as well, back in those times. And they also engrave the green color stone into their arch to make branches with the flowers. That stone has the name is malachite. Malachite they bought from Africa and China. And all around the center arch of their northern gate you can see there's some Arabic calligraphy, and they are not written by color and painting, they are written by stone. To written those Arabic verses they use the black stone and known as that stone black onyx, which is bought from the Middle East back then. You know Taj Mahal is Islamic monument because king was Muslim.
Yeah.
That's why they totally use Islamic architecture to construct the monument along with the Persian art influence. So this building has some of the Arabic verses all around their main entrance, all around the arch of main mausoleum Taj Mahal. So these are the verses taken from Muslim Holy Book Quran, and they does a different mean themselves. So which is the prayer written at the entrance gate? Let's talk about paradise. Because Muslim people do not believe in rebirth, reincarnation like Hindus. They believe only one life, they believe in after death life, and they believe in judgment day as well. So which is the prayer written at the Taj Mahal? That will talk about judgment day and after death life. And Arabic, Hebrew, these are the two languages only in the world. They always begin from right to the left, and the rest language from left to the right. So that's why that Arabic verses calligraphy is starting from right to the left from the entrance. But the prayer doesn't complete toward this side of the entrance gate. Is this gonna be complete on the other side of the main entrance? Because of the main entrance, it's look identical from either side. When you go on the other side of the gate, you will, when you take a look back at the entrance again, that will look same as like this side.
This.
So everything in this Taj complex perfect symmetrical. When you will see the Taj Mahal, when you will walk all around the Taj Mahal from all the four corners, you're gonna find the thing. The Taj Mahal is looking symmetrical from all the four corners. Everything in this complex perfect symmetrical, perfect identical as per an architecture, except only one thing. So which is the thing is non-symmetry in the Taj? That's the thing I'm not gonna let you know. You need to figure it out yourself. That's the main thing which you come to see from far away.
Okay.
So don't be curious to find that thing everywhere while you walk towards the monument. So I'm gonna give you a clue, which is the thing is non-symmetry in the Taj. That is remain inside the main mausoleum. So when you go up inside the main mausoleum to see the grave of Queen and the King, and inside the building beside the grave, you're gonna find the thing which would be non-symmetry in there.
Okay.
So that's the clue for you. And this was the all brief history about this part of the complex. All around here you can see the beautiful gardens, and number of these gardens all the way around into this complex, about 16 gardens with a symmetric number.
Okay.
And across the garden, the white building over there, you can see that's the main mausoleum of complex known as the Taj Mahal. And Taj Mahal name to this monument, that's not a Hindi, it's like Arabic and Persian, I mean Irani name. And the Taj Mahal name to this monument has the meaning itself. So Taj means crown and Mahal means palace. So the meaning of Taj Mahal is like beautiful crown palace on the earth. But so much has been said about Taj Mahal that to say anything more would be anticlimax. This is such a dream wrap in a marble. It's a cake overrated by eyes. Even this is the finest example of love which was expressed by the king to his wife after she died. So this monument actually was constructed by one of the Mughal king in the loving memory of his wife after she died. So the king who constructed the Taj Mahal, his name was Shah Jahan, who was the fifth Mughal ruler in the Mughal family, who had altogether 3 wives as an official, along with 200 concubines. You know the meaning of concubines? Like harem girls. 200 girls he had in a harem house to entertain by his own. So he had no children from any harem girls. Why he had no kids? Because by religion king was Muslim, and according to Islam religion, people not allowed to keep more than 4 wives officially, and even they're not allowed to make children before marry. So king was not really able to got married with those 200 concubines in the same time. That's why he had no kids from them. He had all the children from official wife of third, because king had 3 wives as an official. So first 2 wives out of 3, he got like a child marriage and political reason as per the father decision. And the third lady was chosen by himself as he fall in love with her. So when he become king, so first thing he did to got married with the third lady. When queen and the king they got married, they were really young of age. King was at the age 21, queen was at the age of 19. Just after married to her, king given her a title name Mumtaz Mahal. Later on, that lady died at the age of 39. Then the king decided to construct Taj Mahal. And after completion this monument, she was buried inside. And as per her name, he come to call this monument Taj Mahal.
Okay.
How many years lady spent with the king as a married life? Only 20 years, because at the age 19 she married to him, at the age of 39 she died. And by the 20 years of married life, lady given birth so many kids. 14 kids altogether she given birth. So by number of kids you can imagine how much they love each other. And after giving birth 14 kids, lady really deserved to have a monument in the memory of herself. To make her happy at the end, so far he constructed Taj Mahal. But out of 14 kids, 8 of them died on every pre-childbirth. Because back in 1600 century, Mughal people had no good medical science like the modern century people. That's why 8 of them children died on every pre-childbirth, only 6 children survived. Out of 6 children, king had 4 sons and 2 daughters. But out of 4 sons, who was on number 3rd, he killed to first eldest brother to be a king. When his son killed to first brother to be a king, then he put his father into the prison. So the king who constructed this monument, he was imprisoned by his own son. Why his son put him into prison? And why he killed 2 brothers? Because as per the royal family, who is the elder son of king, he would be next king after father. But the 3rd son had no chance to become king, that's why he killed 2 first brother to be a king. And after that he put his father in prison. Why? Because of his father, after completion the white monument for his wife, he started to build the second Taj Mahal for himself in the black. He wanted to build the white only for queen, and the black he wanted to build for himself. But the black Taj Mahal didn't complete because his son who put him into prison, he didn't want to complete the black Taj for father. He thought, my father again gonna be crazy man. Again he gonna spend all the money, all the treasure for second mausoleum. That was such a main reason son put him into prison as under house arrest to save money. So where did he start to build the black one? The black one he started to build behind the white. And behind the white Taj Mahal they are flowing the river Yamuna, and across the river he started to build the black one for himself. They are never complete any monument, they are complete only the base foundation of building, which is still remain there as like an evidence of black Taj Mahal. So which we can see when you go all the way up from back of the building, you will see the river flowing behind the Taj, and across the river, on the other side of the river in the garden, you can see big octagon circle. That would be circle as a foundation of black Taj Mahal. And now that place is really popular to see the sunset from the river side. People in the evening go to see sunset from that point, because from the outside you can see the best sunset from the river side. So the king, when he become prisoner into his own palace. The palace not so far from here. The palace is far from here, about 2 kilometers in the northwest of Taj Mahal. And the palace called Red Fort as well as Agra Fort. So when the king become prisoner into that palace, from the window of prison he saw the Taj Mahal. For how long he become prisoner there by his own son? For last 7 years. Even he died in the prison at the age of 17. But who look after him all the time? Not the son, as the son put him into prison. So king had 2 daughters along with the 4th son. Who was the eldest daughter of him, she looked after him all the time. When her father died, then the daughter decided to bury him into Taj Mahal. So the tomb of king at the Taj Mahal was made by daughter, not by son. And the tomb of queen was made by king, because she died earlier than him, and back then king was in power. So that's why both of them, I mean the queen and the king together, they buried inside. So when you go up inside the building, you're gonna see the grave of queen and the king. But which grave we're gonna see up inside the main mausoleum on through the floor in their main chamber? They are not gonna be a real. They're not gonna be original. You're gonna see the duplicate, like replica. Because original grave of queen and the king, they remain all the way in basement to the monument. And downstairs to the building in basement to the monument, there is remain the original grave of queen and the king, and now they shut down permanent from last 10 years for all the tourist people. Why they shut down? Because within past 10 years Taj Mahal tourism developed so well. Taj Mahal become more popular, and every day so many people come to visit Taj Mahal, and average up to 50 and 60,000 people come to visit in a day. And every year more or less 7 million people come to visit Taj Mahal every year. So in basement to monument there is not really enough ventilation and room than the upstairs, so all people really can't go downstairs together at the same time. That's the reason original grave is shut down permanent for the public. Which tomb you're gonna see up inside the main chamber or into the mausoleum, those tomb would be replica above the real. And replica they made at the same time when they made original in the basement. That's why the replica looks same as to real. But all around the replica grave, there would be really enough room and ventilation than the basement. So nowadays, whomever people come to visit Taj Mahal, everyone able to see those duplicate, not the real. So when you go up inside the building, you're gonna see the duplicate tomb of Queen and the King. So when you go inside the building, you're gonna see the small tomb centered to the main mausoleum. There would be the tomb of Lady Taj Mahal. And for the left to the lady, there would be one more tomb with a bigger size, and that would be tomb of King. So the King tomb is a bigger than lady inside the monument. You know why? By nature fact that man height taller than lady always. In Islam, people never cremated bodies when they died. They always go to bury them. So when they make a, the cenote like grave, they always come bigger than lady for the man. That's why the King and the Queen tomb, they are inside. You're gonna figure it out as like non-symmetrical.
Yeah.
Only the tomb of them is the thing, and the Taj is the non-symmetric. And King had a plan also to construct this building only for lady. That's why she buried at the center to the main building. And King didn't want to bury himself into this white, as he wanted to bury him in the black. But the black didn't complete. So when he died, he buried next to the lady by daughter. That's why Queen and the King together, they buried inside the main mausoleum. And the Queen, when she died early than King at the age of 39. But how she died? She died during the last childbirth. At the time, Queen was pregnant. So the last 14th kid of Queen was second daughter of her. Daughter survived just after delivery, but Queen died. And before die, she spent her last night. Into the last night, she saw the dream. By the dream, she come to know that she's not gonna live anymore long for herself and the husband. Then the next day in the morning, lady had desire to meet the King before she died. Unfortunate King was not there, as the King was busy to the battlefield. He was running their military campaign against the local tribe. And he was away from the Queen place more or less about 20 miles away. When King had a message there, he again become father to a 14 kid, becomes happy, come to know she's really sick, not gonna survive anymore long, and she really want to meet him. So sudden King decided not to continue fight with the tribal. He given all the charge to his general of army, then he head back to the lady place to meet her. By the last meeting, lady was lying into the arms of him, and she was looking in the eyes of him and saying those last precious words, "My dear husband, this is the ever wish I had in my life. If I'm gonna die, I must be die in your arms, which come true by the grace of God. I'm so happy as I'm gonna die in your arms to see you as well at the last moment of my life. But also I wanna know, how can I trust and believe you? You love me so much." When the King listened that question of lady, as usual he replied, "I love you, Lord, my dear wife, but I don't have such a way to express my love to you. If you have any wish, any promise, let me know, I try my best." That's why lady before died, she told him 3 great wishes of her life. So one of the first wish of Queen, she said, "The King, when I die, my dear husband, you're not allowed to marry again." And he didn't marry again after she died until death officially. Second wish of Queen, she said, "The King, when I die, my dear husband, you must be really good father to my all-rest kid and be a really good justice man to justice the people in the name of our God." He did, not the son, because one of the son of him put him into prison. And the last wish of lady, she said, "The King, when I die, my dear husband, you must build any incomparable monument in the memory of mine anywhere else in the world, then it comes to believe you most love me." Just to fulfill her last wish, he constructed the Taj Mahal, and as per the wish of lady, this monument considered like temple of love. But Queen never saw the Taj Mahal because King started to construct this building after she died. So after she died, he started to construct this building in the year 1631. It was finished in the year 1648. So the main mausoleum of Taj taken 17 years to finish, and the rest part of this complex took more 5 years. Like guest house, mosque, gardens, enclosure wall, 200 room out there in the courtyard, and 4 entrance gate. All together, that rest part took taken 5 years more. So the entire complex was complete in total 22 years. When the King started to construct this monument, he found so many people from India as like a labor. How many? 20,000 people. And they were not slaves. King paid them for a job. That's why in 1600 century, King spent to construct this monument $44 million US. And just after completion this, about 22 years, he started to build the black one. He almost going to pay double for the black one. That's why the son put him in prison. The money, whatever he spent to construct this building, that money was now their own money. The money comes from the people, because whomever people live into them kingdom, they pay them a taxes. and they filled them with desert. That's why king was so rich and wealthy, because they had a really big kingdom up to central India, along with Pakistan, Bangladesh, Myanmar, Bhutan, and Afghanistan, Persia, Iran, China, big part of China was their entire kingdom. So whomever live into those sites, wherever into them kingdom, they pay them a taxes like land revenues, agriculture tax, transport tax, and even somehow they get the religion taxes from the non-Muslim majorities. So they had the largest majority of non-Muslim in India. That's why they get more money from them. They become so rich and wealthy. So the king who constructed this monument, he found the 20,000 people from India as like a labor, along with 200 Persian, Irani masters, who people decored the Taj Mahal by that beautiful flower stone work. But this work which you see on the outer part of building, that's not precise and intricate than inside. Inside the building, when you go to see the grave of Queen and the King, around the grave of Queen and the King, there would be a screen like a marble wall around the tombs. That marble fencing will be like a design of crown of Queen. And that marble wall fencing has more intricate detail work than the side wall inside the main chamber. So you're gonna see very tiny stones. They used to make a little bud of their flower on the wall. When the people of Irani, they shaped the stone that time to in those kind of form and size. They had no machine grinder. They shaped the stone with the help of their hand grinder. So when they shape the stone to make a little bud of the flower, they hold the stone between the fingernails. Then they touch the stone to the wheel to shape. When they shape the stone such a smaller size, less than a 1 millimeter or more less than that too, so they lost the fingernails, then the blood came out from the fingers. And when the people make the hole like cavity in the marble with the sharp chisels to put the stone inside the marble with the help of their glue. So when they make cavity like a hole in the marble, sometimes the marble chips fall in their eyes, they lost their eyesight, they become blind. So many people become blind that time when they construct Taj. So many people lost the nails and fingers, and so many people was being died. So this building have been completed with the involvement of so much love, patience, time, money, life, and blood as well. So this building actually become like temple of love, because as the lady had a wish to get a monument in the memory. So this was the all brief history about the Taj Mahal. And this time this river does really less water because of dry season. During the monsoon and rainy season, this river flow with the much water. So across the river, on the other side of the river, you can see that big octagon circle. That circle in the garden, that's the place is actual foundation of Black Taj Mahal. Right there, king started to build the black one for himself, but didn't complete because his son didn't want to complete the black one for father. So he stopped to construction that building, then put him into prison. Where he put him into prison, look into the northwest of Taj Mahal, far over there beside the river. You can see the big wall with the red color. Up on their wall, you can see some of the white building with the dome concept. Actually, those are the palaces, and those are the building of fort. That's the building called Agra Fort. That's the palace, ma'am, where the king lived, and where from he saw the Taj Mahal. And there he became prisoner for last 7 years. When he died there, the next day he was buried into Taj Mahal. So this was the happy ending story of Queen and the King. Hope you understand all about it.